If you're not feeling well, make sure that you're not making your situation worse by doing these two things, unfortunately, that a lot of people do. Hi, I'm Coach Rob. When you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling good, a lot of times people will give a verbal explanation that they feel achy. What actually is going on inside the body? It's a great question. Cell membranes are perfectly round. Unfortunately, when they become infected with a virus, they literally become jagged. Just for visualization purposes, I want you to imagine a Chinese star, very jagged. Imagine what ends up happening, and this is the first mistake that most people make, is they have a tendency to blow off the fact that they're sick, and they go and they get their heart rate elevated. If you have followed me for any period of time, you know I'm a big fan of the Garmin dashboard. You should be very aware of what your various heart rate zones are. And this is where you're going to be able to cash in on that knowledge. If you're not feeling well, we still acknowledge that energy creates energy. But at this point, we need to use the heart rate monitor to keep a governor, keep a glass ceiling, make sure that you don't let your heart rate go above a certain number for this reason. When the cell membranes become jagged, you're actually doing more damage internally by exercising because you're getting the heart rate up too high. So one of the number one things that we say to our clients is, if you don't feel well, make sure that you get out and go for a low intensity walk. Get on a bicycle and spin, walk on the elliptical, anything, swim, whatever your modality of choice is. The key is keeping the heart rate low. We want to artificially heat the body up to kill the virus, but we don't want to stress the human body. The lower the intensity, the better it is. But with the heart rate monitor, it'll make sure that you don't go too hard, making the situation worse. The second mistake that a lot of people make is they drink a lot of water. We hear that you need to stay hydrated. Well, if you drink a lot of water, what you're doing is you're diluting the electrolytes in your blood. This causes a condition, a very dangerous condition known as hyponatremia. What's frustrating is you're thirsty, you're drinking water, you don't quench thirst. Well, where this becomes a very dangerous combination is you already don't feel well, and now you're thirsty, and you've got people telling you that you need to stay hydrated, but by drinking straight water, it dilutes the electrolytes, and for a lot of you, it's actually going to make you feel sick to your stomach. So this is where our energy fuel comes into play. With the energy fuel has a large dosage of electrolytes. One of the roles of electrolytes is to help absorb water into your bloodstream. So not only are you going to be able to absorb water more efficiently, you're going to be doing it by bringing in electrolytes. Instead of diluting them, the electrolytes are helping you actually absorb water. That's what quenches your thirst. Your body's going to get the much needed electrolytes. The electrolytes, think of something like sweat. In that has got sodium and potassium and magnesium, calcium. When you're sick, you have a tendency to sweat more. So the energy fuel is designed, it'll help you absorb water, it'll help the muscles be able to contract, and it's going to start to reduce your achiness. Nothing worse than a muscle that's dehydrated. The muscles can't slide and glide over each other, which only makes your condition feel worse than it actually is. So stop and think about the two mistakes that most people make. They don't feel well, they have a tendency to blow it off because they're really dedicated to their program, and they end up feeling worse. You've got those little Chinese stars going through there, just tearing that inside and all the blood vessels and the soft tissue, just getting torn apart like a chainsaw. And then by drinking straight water, you're going to make yourself run into a very dangerous condition known as hyponatremia because you're diluting the electrolytes in your blood. If you've been with me for any period of time, you know the formula. Take your body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you want to have during the day. In this case, when you're not feeling good, just add a scoop of energy fuel. It's going to provide the electrolytes that you need, and you're going to start to feel better. I appreciate you watching this video, understanding that when you're sick, there's a couple of mistakes that a lot of people make. We see and hear and read emails all the time about people who, when they don't feel good, they make these types of mistakes, only making the condition worse and last longer. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this. Hopefully you'll be able to turn the situation around sooner than later. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And if I ever create a question, or you have a question to something that you've been trying to get an answer to for any extended period of time, please drop me an email. contact@coachrobb.com. Thank you again for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.